Say, thug, I know you gotta do what you gotta do, but what you doing, it ain't gonna last, bro. No matter how big you get, it ain't gonna last. You turn out bad, bro, so I advise you to wake up.
And these kids out here listening to us and looking up to us, because a lot of them don't have no father figure in their house. And every record you get on, you lying about some dope, talking about some squares. Get off of it, man. Because if you're going to talk about some squares and talk about the drug game, you need to talk about the bad side of the drug game, too. What about when you get busted and you go to jail? What about when your mama and your wife and your kids is crying because they at home and you in prison in a safe?
DJ Graham.
Everybody talking about how many cars and how many jewels they gonna buy and how many squares coming off. You know what I'm talking about? But ain't nobody talking about the other side of it. So if you're gonna talk about that, you gotta talk about both sides. Because the way we start is the way we gonna finish.
Hello, Magic. How you doing today?
What's going on, kid?
I would like to ask you some questions about how you feel in violence in the community. Now, how do you feel in violence in the communities?
I mean, I just feel like with any community, if it's poverty there, it's going to be violence, you know. A lot of people try to put emphasis on just the black communities, but these are issues that happen everywhere, you know, like all around the world. But anywhere that you have a high poverty rate or low jobs, and just not a lot of recreational things for people to do, especially the kids, you're gonna have a high crime rate. I mean, that's gonna happen with any race, any creed, any religion. It doesn't even matter. Like, as long as that community is being oppressed and being stripped of their resources, you're gonna have violence because of that. You know? So, as sad as it may seem.
Now, how do you feel about black-on-black crime or police brutality?
Well, with the black-on-black crime, I feel like that goes back to the poverty thing. You know, people out here trying to survive the best way they can. You know, it's a lot of felons out here, black men with records, prison records, and they come home and it's hard for them to get work. So that's not an excuse for black on black crime, but that's a reality. Like, people out here really trying to survive. So people may be going about it the wrong way, but you know, maybe that's the only way they know to rob somebody or to shoot somebody to get their money. So I mean, it's sad, but it's a reality. It's definitely an everyday reality. And as far as police brutality, I just think that most of the police that we have on these forces in these cities are probably not even from these cities and not even from these towns, so they can't really relate to the people. You know, they come from out, you know, let's say Baltimore City Police, for example. You probably got a handful that's actually from the city, but a lot of them guys from way out Maryland somewhere, so they don't really sympathize with what's going on with our people in the streets that we come from, so it's easy for them to just, you know, shoot us down. That's how I feel about that.
It's a lot of killings going on in the city. I became so numb to killings to a point where I don't flinch, I don't do nothing, I don't cry. You're constantly hearing about deaths or seeing death. At a very young age, you get exposed to it. It takes a lot out of you.
What is Millennials on the Ground?
So the Millennials on the Ground is going to be the real hands-on proposal where we're going to actually have young people provide feedback to officers so they can better engage with the community. It's going to include community events that's going to bring the police officers and the community together and really show that person behind the badge and really build that sense of trust. Because what's happening right now is no sense of trust between the community members and the police.
What is your thought on the violence in Baltimore City?
I think what we're experiencing right now is community violence in Baltimore City. One is the violence of the police department, the other is the violence between community members. I think in Baltimore, we face a lot of different trauma, and I think we need to really address this in a mental health type of way, a social impact type of way. And really, I think in order for violence to stop, we need to accept that we have a violence problem, and we really need to meet the people where they are in the streets and really try to solve their problems.
Have you got anybody who want to buy this house?
So this house, as well as a few other on this block, were developed by Strong City Baltimore and a local contractor. So there's all nice houses, and we've been trying to sell them. We've had some people interested. We've had one sell, I believe, at this point. But people will say there's a variety of issues why they don't want to buy a house. For some people, they think the area is fine. They don't like, the backyard or something. They don't like that aspect. Other people will say, you know what, I don't know, there's always people on the corner. There's always, like, something going on. I Google and I see bad things, so I don't want to move here.
Is it trouble having to worry about the bar that sits around the corner?
So it's a liquor store, and the community association is really upset with them because there's a lot of patrons outside of it all the time. So it's not always like the best place to hang outside because there's people at 2 a.m. There's sometimes people causing petty crime, trying to open door handles of cars, breaking into cars. So there's smaller crime that happens when there's liquor establishments that keep people intoxicated throughout the day.
Would you like to add anything before we finish?
I would say that I think that people should make sure they come to this house and see this neighborhood and meet students like you guys and meet the neighbors that live here before they assume anything when they're looking to buy houses. Google isn't always correct, the internet isn't always correct, and this is definitely one of the neighborhoods that is fun to live in and safe.
Well, it's nice to have the answers to some questions, and it was nice meeting you.
Thank you. It was nice being here.
We're not out here trying to say that we're saints, that we all just the most innocent people in the world. We trying to say that we're making effective changes in our community, or at least trying. It started with Freddie Gray, now we're going to take it to the next level. And we need everybody's support. It's not just Baltimore, this is affecting the whole country right now.
Do you feel like your message got across? Or do you feel like it's in the process of getting across?
I feel like it's in the process. I feel like everything is a process. It didn't take overnight to get us here. Like this state that we in right now, as far as like black on black crime and things like that, we didn't get here overnight. It took a process for us to get here. So it's gonna really take a process for us to get out of it. So that's what I just look at. Everything is a process. Every day is a process towards getting where we need to be.
Now, with the violence in the communities, at any time when you're walking down the street, you could get murdered or you can get hurt.
Right.
Do you ever feel unsafe walking down the streets?
I just think I'm used to it. Like I've been growing up here all my life. Like I've been on both sides of town. You know what I'm saying? I've been to prison. I've been on both sides of the spectrum. Like I've been to school and I've been to prison and I've been to community college. So I'm at a point now where it's like whatever's meant to be is meant to be. I'm not out here trying to make anything happen, but I can't stop somebody who's feeling a certain type of way about their day from taking their violence out on somebody, how they feel like taking their violence out. I don't have control of that. So I basically don't try to stress myself over things I can't control, I just try to live my life to the best of my ability and that's that.
Do you have anything else you would like to add?
Basically that for all the kids, whether it's just Barclay or any elementary school, like basically when people say that you can be anything you want to be, that's not just a saying to make you feel good or anything like that. That's really the truth. If I could go back, I definitely would. A lot of people say they wouldn't go back because that made them who they were. I would definitely go back and change some stuff about my past. So basically, take advantage of being young, being in elementary and middle school, and having those years where you don't have a lot of responsibilities outside of working on yourself. So just make yourself be the best person that you could be at the end of the day.
All right,
That's what I want. No problem. Thank you.